Hey guys, today I'm just going to do another get ready with me style kind of video. I really like these a little bit more than your basic tutorials, just because I think that they're a little bit more personal and they're just more fun to watch. Today, Bryce and I are going to go look at wedding bands for him, and then we are going to go out for dinner. So I'm not going to do anything like too special. We aren't going to like a super fancy dinner or anything like that, but you know, it's always fun for me on the weekends to play with my makeup. So I am just going to do whatever. We'll see how it comes out. I have already primed my eyelids and curled my eyelashes. Recently I've been using a lot of moisturizing stuff on my eyes, and so I'm just going to go in here with a flesh toned kind of colored eyeshadow. This one is from the Lorac Pro 2 palette, and I'm just going to place this all over, because even with an eyeshadow primer, I find that recently I've just been having a really hard time keeping my eyeshadows from creasing, and if I don't do this, then they are going to end up all over the place. I'm gonna go in here with some tape. I want to thank you all for all the awesome feedback you guys gave me on my beauty community then and now video. It was great seeing how much a lot of you just agreed with me, and it was like a really interesting conversation reading through the comments. If you haven't watched that video yet, it's on my channel now, so you can just go look for it. I basically just talk about things with the past beauty community back, you know, in like 2008, 2009, and how much things have changed, and just trying to, you know, just kind of talking about where maybe this whole thing is going, and things that I might have missed from the past. I really like that video. I think that it's a good discussion. Probably tell you guys what I'm doing. I'm going to be using the Lorac Pro 2, not for all of this, but for these first couple of steps. I'm going to take the shade called Nectar here, and I'm just kind of applying this, not like in my crease necessarily, I'm just kind of applying it a little bit above that socket line there. I guess I could talk to you guys a little bit about wedding stuff, because I haven't really mentioned much in my actual videos. I've had so much of it going on in like my life and talking to it so much with, like, you know, people that I know IRL, and I haven't actually spoken or done a wedding update or anything with you guys. So maybe this will be part get ready with me, part wedding update. So for any of you who do not know, I am getting married. Playing a white eyeshadow stick right now. The date is August 8th, and we're super excited. Like I said, today we're going to go look for wedding bands for Bryce. We already found mine, and they're on my personal Instagram. You guys can go follow me to go see them. And mine we kind of just stumbled across. We were actually out of town, and we went to the mall that was in this town, and they had a lot more jewelry stores than we have here where we live. We live in a pretty small town. We just decided to go take a look, and mostly I wanted to go take a look, and we went to a couple, and we eventually stumbled into Kay's, and the lady there, the salesperson, was super nice, not too pushy, just kind of fun, and there was a gentleman that was helping us too, and she saw my engagement ring, and we were having such a hard time finding something to go with it just because of the kind of curvature of it. Just doing a typical one band underneath, it doesn't look very good. Kind of doing something that's just like one of those curved bands, just one of them didn't look really good. And so she special ordered in something, and a couple of days later they got it in, and we went to go take a look at it, and I just fell in love with it. It was kind of like the curved band, but there's two of them, and so I think that it just kind of like evens it out a little bit more rather than just having one. And I really like the look of it. It's just kind of, it's very unique, and that's exactly what I was going for. I wanted something that didn't look like, you know, your typical solitaire diamond with a band kind of look, even though I think that's really pretty. With my engagement ring being so unique, I really needed something that was going to be, you know, unique enough to complement it, and so we found it, and I really like it. So that's exciting. And now we're just kind of looking for Bryce's, and his kind of the same deal. You wouldn't think that this would be so complicated, but it's kind of hard to think of something that you want to wear for a long amount of time. I mean, we can always change those in the future, of course, but you still want it to be something that you'll wear on your finger for 20 plus years. And I don't know, I think that that's a little bit daunting when you start thinking about that. And for Bryce, he really likes the kind of tungsten, very dark black kind of rings and stuff that's very modern, and I keep on having to remind him that when he's like 40 or 50, that might not be what he loves. So tonight we're gonna go to a local jewelry store that kind of specializes in unique wedding bands to find him something that's unique enough that it makes him happy and is trendy enough that he likes, but also, you know, in 20, 30 years isn't going to be something that he regrets buying. Even though, like I said, we can change those, it's still the first time we're doing all this, and of course we want it to be special. Now I'm going in with the Lorac Vintage Vixen palette from the Black Friday deals that they had, and I'm going to be using the burgundy shade, and let's just go at this all over the lid. You guys in. This is gonna be dark. It's actually a really, really pretty color though. But other than what we're doing tonight, as far as other wedding stuff goes, we've been actually talking a little bit now to the catering manager at our reception venue. It's been a freaking the most difficult process to try to get a hold of this lady, and hopefully she's not watching this. She's very, very nice, but for some reason she just doesn't reply to me, and I really, with this wedding stuff, I mean, I just want to get it done. Like, I just want to get the planning done as quick as possible and just enjoy being engaged and not have the stress of wedding planning take over our entire engagement. So the sooner we can get most of this stuff done, in my mind, the better. And so it's been really, really hard just getting her to contact me. But Bryce and I, our catering ideas have changed, I mean, dramatically. They're kind of all over the place, and a big thing for us is cost, since we're doing most of this wedding on our own. We were gonna do like little appetizers and just kind of do an afternoon wedding and just do hors d'oeuvres and stuff. And then the more we kind of started thinking about it, I mean, you know, we're young, we have a lot of friends that are young and want to party, and we want to be able to celebrate, and I mean, not everybody's going to want to get wasted at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're kind of, you know, having rethinking that. So now we're thinking of ideas, something to do that is not expensive but can feed everyone. So I've thought of doing like a taco bar, I've thought of doing like a mac and cheese bar, just something where, you know, it's pretty inexpensive food, pizza maybe, but, you know, it's going to feed everyone, because, you know, the food's important, but it's not the most important part of the night. I just want everybody to be full and satisfied and ready to dance the night away. So yeah, we've been having to deal with that. If you guys have any other ideas as far as kind of cheap catering stuff goes, I don't know how many of you have experience with this stuff, but please, please, please let me know, because we are struggling, and the venue that we're catering, or the venue that we're having a reception with, we have to do the catering through. And they're not exactly the most cost-effective catering people in the world. So just keep that in mind too. Unfortunately, we can't cater from another company. So like I said, we've finally been talking a little bit. She sent me over some prices and stuff for the mac and cheese bar. Still a bit over her price range. So that has honestly been the most stressful part of all this, is just honestly the catering has been horrific. Like it just seems like nothing's really happening, and every single thing that we get sent back, we're just not, you know, super in love with. We got sent back some floor plans that we weren't really happy about, and so that's been difficult. But I mean, other than that, everything has been pretty easy. My wedding dress was super easy. We haven't found bridesmaid dresses yet, just because our ideas have changed so much. Pull it all together, things like centerpieces, some decorations, we've got that figured out. I'm really excited for our centerpieces. We're gonna be doing wine bottles, and I got these really cool mirrors that we're gonna put them on top of, and we're going for a very kind of Gatsby themed wedding. So we're gonna have a lot of pearl decorations, big kind of ostrich feathers and stuff. So I think that those are gonna be really pretty. I went on to Etsy to find some signs, you know, like cute little Gatsby inspired signs. And I was going to ask you guys too if you know of any other places that kind of do cute wedding signs online that aren't Etsy, just because sometimes on Etsy stuff there is really expensive. I mean, so much cute stuff, but it is pricey. We got our flowers figured out. Our flowers are going to be freesias and roses. And so my bridesmaids bouquets are really, really simple. They're just 6 cream, kind of off-white colored roses with a black I think, did we do black or did we do a gold sash? I think we did kind of a champagne-y gold sash, kind of little bow to tie them all together. I'm just going back in with that burgundy color to blend this out a bit. So yeah, that's exciting. And my bouquet is, honestly, I forget what it looks like because we looked at a picture that they had and I basically just said that that's what I want. But it has this really intricate kind of cage thing going around it. It's again, very, very unique, very kind of vintagey. And I think we're gonna pop some pearls in it and just kind of make it more than just flowers, try to add some like cool metal texture in there. And then as for the reception and ceremony flowers, we really aren't doing much there. That is not something that I'm worried about at all. Plus the art gallery that we're getting married in, at the time, the gallery is going to be a floral photography gallery. I mean, like, how perfect is that? So I don't think we're going to be doing a whole lot of flowers there. I mean, we might change our mind, but for now, it's not really in the plans. We also got our cake figured out, which was really nice. That was honestly kind of hard because wedding cakes are freaking expensive. It just seems like anything, honestly, wedding related is super pricey. But I mean, for some people with their wedding cakes, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, some of the basic cakes we were sending over, we were getting quotes back at like around $600 to $800. Which is crazy to me. Like, I can't even imagine that. So we decided to do just a really, really simple little cake to feed, of course, Bryce and I, and then our wedding party. And then we are going to do just sheet cakes for everyone else because, again, it's not the most important thing. You know, there's so many little parts, I guess is what I'm trying to say, to a wedding. And it's kind of hard to distinguish what's important and what's not. And for us, really just the venue and our friends and the people there and just the dancing and stuff like that, those are the most important parts to us. The little tiny details like decorations, cakes, kind of the frivolous things we couldn't really care too much about. Now I'm just going to apply a little bit of black liner to my tight line. A little bit of Tarte's Lights Camera Lashes mascara. I might apply some false eyelashes, I haven't quite decided. Yeah, I'm gonna poke on some falsies. I'll probably use these. These are their 1/16s from Ardell. This is what they look like. I like lashes like this. I really like natural looking eyelashes. For some reason with my eye shape, if I try to do anything too dramatic, it just looks really, really stupid. And so anything like the 110s or the 116s, I just really, really prefer them. I don't know how that guy, look at how extended that is. I'm gonna have to bring my eyebrow like out to my temple. Alright, for foundation, I don't know, my skin has gotten so much better, you guys, and I'm so super excited about it. I don't feel like I have to wear like the most heavy full coverage foundation. But that being said, a lot of foundations I've recently purchased are very full coverage. I might go in with some of my Cargo oil-free foundation. This is a good one that I like to stand by. Go here with my beauty blender. Been loving this Revlon DNA concealer. I've mentioned it, I think, my February favorites. Really, really nice concealer. Take a little bit of my Maybelline Master Conceal. This is a fantastic concealer, and I think I'm going to use this on a brush. My Anastasia contour kit. I'm going to use this to set underneath my eyes. I like to mix the kind of peachy tone powder a little bit in with the yellowy tone powder. I still wish they had a lighter version of these because this is like perfect skin tone, but it really doesn't do a whole lot to highlight. Not that I'm like super into highlighting anyway, but it's not a very universal palette for fairer people. But I really do like these powders in here, and the more I use it, the more it kind of grows on me, especially with these bronzer shades. This shade down here, the lower, let's see, left-hand shade, I am obsessed with that shade for bronzing. I think it is like just the perfect mix of not being too warm and not being too cool. And on my skin tone, I just really, really enjoy it. And then for the rest of my face recently, I've really been liking to use just the Revlon Nearly Naked powder. This is one of my favorites. this under my eyes. We'll zoom you guys in again. Focus, 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 focus. You know what I'm really excited for? Is Game of Thrones. I seriously so badly just want March to go by fast so that it can be Game of Thrones time because I miss it so much, and there's just a lot of, you know, like the trailer was recently released and I just see it all the time over Facebook and stuff, and I just want it so badly. Apply this a little bit closer to the lash line. Alright, let's get this finished off. This makeup turned out a lot more dramatic and smoky than I expected it to, but what do you know? Alright, so like I said, I'm going to go into that Anastasia shade that I really like for bronzing with my big fluffy bronzing brush, and we're just gonna, yeah, do a little bit of this. And then taking the Real Techniques sculpting brush, I'm going to use more of the taupier shade. This has been like my go-to contouring routine recently. Every once in a while I'll just use that bronzing shade. I'll just apply a little bit more under my cheekbones, but today, since we are kind of heavy makeuped, I think I'm gonna do this as well. For blush, I think I'm gonna just use my good old trusty Wish from Kat Von D. This is the perfect, I'm wearing a shit ton of eye makeup, I need a blush that is going to work with it. Like so in love with this blush. I was so on the fence with it when I first got it. And like it's just one of those products that the more that I've used it, the more I just love it. Alright, now let's do the eyebrows, because that is definitely what is missing. Lately I've been doing my eyebrows in a slightly different way. I was so obsessed with like just the super clean, really precise looking eyebrows, and now I just like the more, I don't know, I'm kind of getting into the more softer, I mean still filled in and still maybe kind of dramatic, but just something that looks more like natural hairs. So I've been growing out my eyebrows quite a bit. I really haven't plucked them at all recently. And with, you know, still using my dip brow pomade, I've just been kind of trying to use more gentle flicks and really only fill in the areas that I need it. So, there you go. It's still similar to what I used to do, but I used to, with this dip brow pomade, I used to really just like slather it on. And when I had darker hair, that worked well, but now that my hair is so like highlighted, I don't know, it just doesn't work for me anymore. Then I take a little bit of a brow powder again from Anastasia, and I lightly flick it through the beginning of my eyebrow. When I first colored my hair, I went to Ulta to go find that brow pomade in a color that would, you know, suit it. And this color, soft brown, they didn't have, and they were getting it in a couple of days, but I needed something, of course, that would work. And so I just did, you know, I just was looking around and I looked at like the Tarte brow mousses, but none of the shades really looked good. So eventually I just had to go to pencil. For some reason, I decided not to pick up one of the Anastasia pencils. I think because I saw a little thing of like IT Cosmetics stuff somewhere, and I was like, oh yeah, they have a universal brow pencil. That would be easy. I was just having a really hard time finding a color for myself. So I just got the little tiny, it was like a try me size. It was still like, I mean, 14 bucks or something, but just a little thing of the universal IT Cosmetics brow pencil, and I cannot fill in my eyebrows using a pencil. I swear that the dip brow has just absolutely ruined me because I just don't like the way that it looks. It's so much more difficult to apply, I think. Alright, that's it. Oh, let's throw in a lip color. Alright, I think I'm going to use a little bit of this Maybelline lipstick. This is in the shade Coral Gleam. This is a very like pearly kind of lipstick. Do I need a lip liner? Nah. I can't tell you the last time I used this, so let's just see how it works. Girl, that is frosty. It's not an awful frosty lipstick, but it definitely needs a creamy lip gloss on top of it. I think I'm gonna use a little bit of this Tarte Lip Surgence in the shade Joy. Okay, so that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I will zoom you up so you can see it one last time. Alright, as always, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, whatever. I love you guys so much, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.